to the YouTube channel of Anand Super 100. In this initiative, we have brought a series of daily current affairs that are crucial for all the competitive exams. Have a look on today's headlines. Silver Jubilee celebration of MPSI held. India and Sierra Leone seek to expand bilateral ties and push for UNSC reforms. Abhijit Banerjee among three to receive Nobel Economics Prize. Fit India gets new impetus as the Sports Ministry makes sporting infrastructure accessible to all. First training squadron at DARES Salam and Zanzibar, Tanzania. Rajasthan Cabinet decides to conduct indirect election for civic body heads. Now let's discuss news in detail. Let's have a look on the national news. Silver Jubilee celebration of MPSI held. National Minorities Development and Finance Corporation celebrated its Silver Jubilee in New Delhi. It must be noted that National Minorities Development and Finance Corporation (NMDFC) was incorporated on 30th September 1994 as a company not for profit under Section 25 of the Companies Act 1956. It is a national level apex body for the benefit of minorities as defined under the National Commission for Minorities Act 1992. It must be noted that in India there are 6 notified minority communities. They are Jain, Parsi, Buddhist, Christian, Sikh and Muslims. Let's come to the relations between India and the world. India and Sierra Leone seek to expand bilateral ties and push for UNSC reforms. India and Sierra Leone signed 6 agreements recently during visit of Indian Vice President Venkaiah Naidu to expand the bilateral relations in various fields and also agreed to push for UNSC reforms so that 1/3 of mankind residing in Africa and India occupy their rightful place in decision-making bodies of the UN. This is the first ever visit of the Indian Vice President to Sierra Leone. India announced the decision to establish a High Commission in Sierra Leone even as both the countries have agreed to enhance cooperation in agriculture, food processing, information technology, infrastructure development and capacity building. Further decision was taken to reactivate the $15 million line of credit for portable water project. On its part, Sierra Leone has agreed to participate in the EVBAB project and that MOU with TCIL was also signed. MOU was also signed for Sierra Leone to participate in India's Pan-African Tele-Education, Telemedicine initiatives, E-Vidya Bharti and E-Arogya Bharti. India will soon initiate steps to set up the Center of Excellence in IT in Sierra Leone. India will also be dispatching 1,000 MTs of rice to Sierra Leone as a goodwill gesture in the coming months. An agreement was signed to initiate a cultural exchange program between the governments of India and Sierra Leone for the years 2019 to 23. For more information, you may have a look on the map of Sierra Leone, which is located in the western part of Africa. Let's come to the awards and honors. Abhijit Banerjee among 3 to receive Economics Nobel. The 2019 Nobel Prize for Economics was declared to be awarded to Abhijit Banerjee, Esther Duflo and Michael Kramer for their experimental approach to alleviating global poverty, the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences announced. The research conducted by the 2019 Economic Sciences laureates has considerably improved our ability to fight global poverty. In just 2 decades, their new experiment-based approach has transformed development economics, which is now a flourishing field of research. Over 700 million people still subsist on extremely low incomes. Every year, 5 million children still die before their 5th birthday, often from diseases that could be prevented or cured with relatively cheap and simple treatments. This year's laureates have introduced a new approach to obtaining reliable answers about the best ways to fight global poverty. It divides this issue into smaller, more manageable lines of inquiry like For example, formulating the most effective interventions for improving child health, said a statement from the Nobel Committee. The 2019 Economic Sciences Laureates' research findings have dramatically improved our ability to fight poverty in practice. As a result of one of their studies, more than 5 million Indian children have benefited from programs of remedial tutoring in schools. Let us know about Economics Nobel Prize. The prize, officially known as the Bank of Sweden Prize in Economic Sciences, in memory of Alfred Nobel, wasn't created by the prize founder, but it is considered to be the part of Nobel's stable of awards. The prize was created by Riksbanken, the Swedish central bank, in 1968, and the first winner was selected a year later. So far, 81 Nobel laureates in economic sciences have been awarded. All awardees but the Peace Prize winner will receive their awards on December 10, the anniversary of Nobel's death in 1896 in Stockholm. The winners of the Peace Prize receives the award in Oslo, Norway. Let's come to the sports news. Fit India gets new impetus as the Sports Ministry makes sporting infrastructure accessible to all. Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports has decided to allow national and state sports federations, leagues and clubs to organize sports events in all sporting facilities owned by the government free of cost in order to further the Fit India movement and to make playfields and sporting infrastructure accessible without fee to all sport persons across the country from 1st November 2019. The sporting facilities will also be accessible free of cost to coaches training athletes who are not part of camps organized in Sports Authority of India centers. The decision was taken with the view that people must have access to playfields and sporting infrastructure so that the culture of playing sport and therefore of fitness becomes a way of life for Indians. The new policy will also allow non-SAI coaches to train their athletes at the stadia without any charge, provided that the coach has a minimum of at least 10 watts under his or her training. Training sessions can be booked via coach online from November 1 and the coach can charge a reasonable training fee from his or her trainees. Youngsters who are in training for any sport professionally will also have access to these stadia and can play a game of their choice by advance online booking against available slots. They would have to get their photo identity cards made from Sports Authority of India at nominal cost. Let's come to the miscellaneous news. First training squadron at DAR-ES Salam and Zanzibar, Tanzania. As part of Indian Navy's overseas deployment, 4 indigenously built ships of Indian Navy's first training squadron, Indian naval ships TIR, Sujata and Shardul and Indian Coast Guard ship Sarthi are visiting Tanzania from 14 to 17 October 2019. The Indian Navy's first training squadron under the Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Southern Naval Command based at Kochi imparts training to officer cadets of the Indian Navy, Indian Coast Guard as well as from friendly foreign countries. On the other hand, Rajasthan Cabinet decides to conduct indirect election for civic body heads. Rajasthan Cabinet on October 14 decided to conduct indirect election for the post of mayor and chairperson in corporations and municipalities in the state. It must be noted that the first direct elections of mayor and chairperson were conducted in the state in 2009. Let's come to the important objective type questions for today. Question number 1 is on your screen. The UK court dismissed Pakistan's claim and ruled in favor of India in a legal battle involving the funds of the 7th Nizam of Hyderabad. How much funds were involved? Option A 12 million euro, option B 24 million euro, option C 35 million euro and option D 50 million euro. The correct answer is option C 35 million euro. India has won a decades-old legal dispute over funds worth 35 million euro that belonged to the 7th Nizam of Hyderabad at the UK court, while Pakistan's claim was dismissed. The next question is, what is the household income limit for borrowers of NBFC MFI in rural areas? Option A 1 lakh, option B 1.25 lakh, and option C 1.50 lakh, option D 1.75 lakh. The correct answer is option B 1.25 lakh. Recently, in a new policy declaration, RBI announced that income limit for rural areas to borrow from NBFC MFI are raised to Rs 1.25 lakh from Rs 1 lakh. However, in urban and semi-urban, it is Rs 2 lakh. Question number 3 is, who is the current President of UN General Assembly? The options are option A Tizani Mohammad Bande, option B Maria Fernanda Espinosa, option C Antonio Guterres, and option D Kyriakos Mitsotakis. The correct answer is option A Tijani Mohammad Bande. The current President of UN General Assembly is Tizani Mohammad Bande of Nigeria. Tizani Mohammad Bande succeeds Maria Fernanda Espinosa of Ecuador, whose term ended in September 2019. The next question is, which of the following authority observed its 15th Formation Day recently? Option A Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority IRDA, option B National Disaster Management Authority NDMA, option C Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority PFRDA, and option D Telecom Regulatory Authority of India TRAI. The correct answer is option B National Disaster Management Authority. Let me tell you, the National Disaster Management Authority observed its 15th Formation Day on September 27, 2019 on the theme Fire Safety. The next and the last question is, which High Court recently launched mobile app for providing digital access to lawyers? Option A Delhi High Court, option B Bombay High Court, option C Madras High Court, and option D Kolkata High Court. And the correct answer is option A Delhi High Court. Delhi High Court recently launched a mobile app to provide digital access to lawyers and litigants. The app provides details about case status, cost list, display board, and other important documents of the High Court. Thank you so much for watching. We will continue the series in the next episode. Keep on learning.